Okay, first up, realization number one. This one hits you the second you pick it up. It's all about the feel, the build quality, and where it fits in the grand scheme of things.
You kind of go into it expecting a compromise, you know? You figure it's the cheaper one, so it's probably going to feel a little plasticky, maybe a bit flimsy. But here's what's so interesting. It doesn't. Not at all. Instead, you realize what Apple did was strategically slice away the pro stuff like extra ports or a top-of-the-line screen, but they kept the core Mac experience totally intact. It feels solid. It's just simpler.
Next up is a big one, performance. And I'm not talking about benchmark scores here. I'm talking about how it actually feels to use.
So on paper, the specs might not exactly blow you away. You'd probably expect that the moment you open, say, 10 or 12 browser tabs, it's going to start to lag. But the reality is, for all the normal stuff, browsing, writing papers, streaming videos, it feels surprisingly snappy. It's this great reminder that a machine can be optimized for real life, not just for winning a numbers game on a spec sheet.
So that brings us to the performance ceiling. And trust me, when you hit it, you'll know.
Look, you know going in, this isn't some mega powerful beast. But that aha moment comes the first time you really try to push it. Maybe it's a huge video file, or you just have one too many demanding apps open. It doesn't fall apart or crash, but it definitely lets you know it's not happy. You learn its comfort zone, and you learn it fast.
Let's talk about the battery. This is one of those things that quietly becomes a huge deal. Here's the thing about the battery. It is so ridiculously good that you actually forget it exists. You know that little bit of background anxiety we all have, that constant scanning for a power outlet? It just fades away. You start leaving the charger at home on purpose, and it doesn't feel like a risk. It just feels normal. It completely rewires how you think about using your laptop.
Okay, next up is something that sounds kind of obvious, but it has a much bigger impact than you'd think, and that's the physical design.
You buy it knowing it's light and portable, right? That's on the box. But the thing you realize is how that effortless portability completely changes your relationship with the device. Because it's so easy to just grab it and go, you find yourself using it for all these little things you might have just used your phone for before. It's not just portable, it's approachable. And that makes it a way bigger part of your day.
Now, living with a device also means finding the things you have to manage. And there's one thing that definitely creeps up on you over time: storage.
When you first get it, the base storage seems perfectly fine. But then it starts. A big system update here, a few new apps there, some downloads, and bit by bit, that free space just gets eaten up. Before you know it, you get that dreaded "your disk is almost full" notification. And that's when you realize that what felt like plenty of room on day one feels pretty tight a year later.
All right, let's talk about how this machine plays with others, because this is not a solo act, not even close.
If you're already in the Apple world, with an iPhone or an iPad, this is where the real magic happens. Files just appear on all your devices. Messages sync instantly. Everything just works. It's more than just a cool feature. It's the moment you realize you haven't just bought a laptop, you've bought your way deeper into the ecosystem, and wow, is it powerful.
This realization is all about understanding who this laptop is really meant for.
And the truth is, it's not trying to compete with the high-end pro machines. Not at all. It is purpose-built for students, for people who do most of their work in a web browser, for writing and studying and streaming. It absolutely excels at the simple things. And that's the key. It's not designed to be everything for the power user. It's designed to be enough for the vast majority of people.
And that leads us to our final and maybe the most important realization of them all. Number 9, what this device actually feels like for the long haul. Because it does its main job so well and so consistently, without any fuss. It doesn't feel like a temporary device you'll need to replace soon. You don't get that constant feeling that you're missing out. Instead, it just feels reliable, like a dependable tool that you can count on for all the basics, for years to come. It's a workhorse, not a racehorse.
And that really leaves us with a fascinating question to chew on. In a world that is completely obsessed with more power, more speed, more features, maybe a device that just does its intended job perfectly without trying to be anything more is its own kind of perfection. Is it possible that just enough is the new perfect? What do you think?